Travis Shaw and the Cream City Crushers launched not one, not two, but a season-high 5 home runs in Game 2's win over the Padres last night, bringing their home run total to 155 on the year. That is the second best in the National League. And that win also coupled with a Cubs loss moves the Brewers to just a game-and-a-half back of the Cubs for the top spot in the NL Central. Crews still holding down that top NL wildcard spot, 1 game up on the Braves, who they will start a 3-game series with starting tomorrow down in Atlanta. But before we get there, Brewers still have some work to do today here at Miller Park as they face the Padres for the final time this season, looking to wrap up this 3-game set with a win. Dario Melendez here with you at Miller Park. Matt LePay and Bill Schroeder will join me in just a second. Junior Guerra coming off arguably his best outing of the season, tossing 8 innings of 3-run balls against the Colorado Rockies in his last outing. This after a pretty rough outing against the Giants. And really that has been the issue for Junior Guerra over the last month and a half. The inconsistency, the inability to string together multiple quality outings in a row. But for catcher Manny Pena, it's a very correctable issue. And all starts with Guerra landing his first pitch fastball.
When he control the fastball and be consistent to throw a strike, I mean everything gonna be easy. And because he got a good split finger, but he need to control the fastball first. So when he do that, everything gonna walk.
Has been very unique in that he throws a lot of fastballs, and so look, where his fastball goes and how he's commanding it is, if you're throwing a lot of fastballs, it's going to be central to every, your success that day is what is your fastball, how are you locating it, and that's what it's about with a fastball. It's got to be located.
Still to come, Matt LePay and Bill Schroeder get you set for the series finale, talking about the Brewers' long ball action in Game 2. More on that coming up as we get you set for first pitch between the Brewers and Padres next.
Concert is brought to you by QB and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. QB and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Nice Thursday afternoon. Perfect tailgating weather once again as the Milwaukee Brewers get set to close out this series and close out the homestand, looking for a series win against the San Diego Padres. Good afternoon. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. Well, Rocky, you look at this Brewers lineup really all season long, and even more so of late after the recent trades. There is thump up and down that lineup. In this homestand, you have a lot of guys who have been doing a lot of damage at the plate.
Yeah, 5 home runs in yesterday's ball game. And when the Brewers hit home runs, more times than not, they win. They're 56 and 24 when they hit home runs. Matter of fact, they've only won 10 games this year without hitting a home run. When you talk about the consistency up and down the lineup, every team has guys that can hit home runs, but these guys, bona fide home run hitters. The first inning in this series, the Brewers have 9 runs, all by the home run ball, and 5 of those home runs have come in the first inning.
Yeah, they are doing some work. First inning, the big inning again for the Brew Crew this season, much like last year in that regard. As you see what they have done here in the first couple of games. Christian Yelich, he's hit safely in 25 of his last 28 games, showing a lot of pop in that span, as well as you can see Jesus Aguilar showing signs that he's getting back into the groove, and Travis Shaw also getting hot once again for the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, the Padres have been showing a little pop as well. Junior Guerra coming off a terrific outing against the Rockies last Friday. We'll look for more of that this afternoon. Brewers and Padres series wrap-up coming up. How good was Junior Guerra last Friday against the Colorado Rockies? 8 strong innings gave his team a chance. And the team made good on that opportunity with the Eric Thames walk-off against the Rockies. A little cloudy sky right now, but the roof remains open at Miller Park. A nice, warm summer day here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as the Brewers and the San Diego Padres get ready to wrap up this 3-game series. Andy Green's team's been swinging a pretty good bat here in this series, carrying over what they did in a 4-game split against the Cubs in Chicago. Very much a rebuilding ball club, but a team that is playing very hard and, more importantly, getting some things done offensively. And here's how the Padres will line it up here this afternoon. Batting order presented by Potawatomi. Travis Jankowski getting his first start of the series at the top of the order, followed by Eric Hosmer and Hunter Renfroe. Reyes, Spangenberg, and Perella in the middle, Freddie Galvis, the veteran A.J. Ellis behind the plate. Robbie Irwin rounding out the Padres batting order, and that's the order that will face Junior Guerra.
Junior coming off a terrific start. 22nd appearance, 342 earned run average. Outstanding work against Colorado. 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. I should say 5 hits, 3 runs for Guerra in that start. Had probably his best splitter that he's thrown in a while. He's going to need that pitch today.
And it's something we watch with him. There have been outings where that has not been part of the portfolio for Guerra. Sometimes he gets away with it, other times not so much. Last week the Brewers sent him ahead of the team. They had the night game in LA to wrap up that road trip out west. Guerra got the jump start getting back into Milwaukee, and a rested Junior Guerra was a very good Junior Guerra.
Yep, his longest start, and couldn't come at a better time.
Brewers got back in from LA about 5:30 in the morning and won in walk-off fashion. 1-2 the count to Travis Jankowski.
Right, from what we've seen from this Padres offense, they can ambush and attack anybody's fastball. So secondary pitches are going to be very important for Junior today.
Padres put 11 on the board last night. Never completely went away last night. Brewers won 8-4. A 5-run first inning was big, and that's a big time start for Junior Guerra. Fastball catches Jankowski, looking for out number 1.
Well, let's check out the Brewers defense here today. Something new every day. Craig Counsell has a lot of guys going in and out. You got Ron Kane Yelich in the outfield. Shaw, Perez. Hernan Perez gets a start at shortstop. Jonathan Scope back at second. Jesus Aguilar at first, and Manny Pena behind home plate. Manny's starting to swing the bat much better.
And there's Hernan getting the call at short here this afternoon as Eric Hosmer steps to the plate. Brewers looking to win this series, and if that happens, it would be a 4-2 homestand for the Brew Crew, sitting a game and a half behind the Chicago Cubs. Craig Counsell's team picking up a game last night. Cubs idle today after losing to the Royals last night 9-0. We've said it before, we'll say it again, a long way to go, but as we inch closer to the middle of August, fun to have this Brewers team once again right in the thick of the battle for a division title, playoff spot in the National League, where you can say 4 teams are out of it. A team like the Giants may be on the edge. You have a whole bunch of teams fighting for those 5 spots. Hosmer with a hot shot, and somehow you stick the glove down and hope for the best, and it worked for Junior Guerra. Wow.
Yeah, I'll say. I like to see him do that again. You're going to ask Junior, how'd you do that? He said, I have no idea. And the glove was just there and got lucky. Hosmer, a bullet right back at him. That was a line drive. He knocks it down and throws him out. What a play. I'm not sure if he knocked it down or it knocked him down. One of the two. That was a shot.
My goodness. Elise Chassin had one back his way last night, but this had a little more velo on it. And it wasn't soft that went back to Elise last night. 2 up, 2 down in the first as Guerra will face Hunter Renfroe.
Yeah, hit a breaking ball out of the ballpark last night from Jolly Chassin. This guy's got big power.
28 homer season last year did Renfroe. He has homered in his last 3 games. That's the first time he's had that kind of a run in his young career. Bringing a 6-game hitting streak into this afternoon's matchup. Ball a strike to the Padres left fielder. Power at the plate and a big time arm in the outfield for the Padres. Guerra pumps one in there at 95.
And numbers across the board offensively not real good for the Padres, but they've been swinging the bat pretty well last couple of series. Yeah, Cubs and Brewers.
1-2 pitch to Renfroe. They showed very well against the two teams atop the National League in record. A rebuilding ball club, but one that you have a number of guys trying to carve a niche moving forward with this organization. It's a farm system that many, including Baseball America, it's one of many that rate the system as the best in baseball. We talked about a lot with the Brewers organization in the last few years, and the big jump that this team has made in bolstering up the farm system, and the Padres are trying to follow a very similar path. Ball, 2 strikes.
That's going to be an important pitch for Junior today. It was a good pitch for him his last time out. That split-fingered fastball was getting a lot of swings and misses on that pitch. He's going to have to be able to throw that one close enough, or even throw for strikes against these guys.
2-2 on the way to Renfroe, and just does miss low. Franmil Reyes into the cleanup spot today. Big man has shown he can handle the bat. 3-2 pitch to Renfroe.
Velocity pretty good so far for Junior. He's been up to as high as 95 miles an hour today. That last one 94. That doesn't bother the Padres hitters too much. They like the velocity, especially when they're looking for it ahead in the count.
Tried the fastball but missed low, so Renfroe with a good long at bat, able to draw the 2-out walk.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the win. We talked already about the importance of secondary pitches for Junior Guerra. We're talking about that cutter, the curveball, the splitter, and how about one for the road? The Brewers would like to head to Atlanta with a series win against these Padres and win one for the Gipper. Matt LePay's last game today this year. Can't finish it out the season on a loss, can you?
Clearly a motivating tool for the Brewers in the clubhouse today. Yeah, no doubt.
They were talking about that.
Oh, big time. Yeah, not a dry eye in the clubhouse.
Thanks for everything, buddy. Good job.
Appreciate it, man.
Nice.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed it. Be watching.
Go Badgers.
Be watching. Be texting. You know. BA will be back taking his jabs soon. No.
Yeah.
All will be normal.
Yep. BA's doing golf this weekend.
That's right. He has a PGA championship. Craig Sean will be joining you on the upcoming road trip.
Yeah.
Big trip. Another big trip. Reyes. He's going to dump one into left field. A base hit. Motoring over to third is Renfroe. And after the first 2 were retired, the Padres have him at the corners.
Yeah, big, strong right-handed bat. Junior able to get in on his hands, but he's strong enough to muscle it down the line out there in left. Pretty good pitch. Look at that. Not even close to the strike zone. The two-seamer riding in on his hands, but just so strong. Just muscles it out into left field. What do you do about that? Nothing. Wasn't even a strike. Not even close.
Strong man. Franmil Reyes. It's a name to keep in mind moving forward. You imagine very few folks outside of the Padres fan base have much, if any, familiarity with this guy. He's a strong dude. Corey Spangenberg at the plate. Spangenberg getting the call at third this afternoon. Christian Villanueva not in the lineup. Spangenberg reached a couple of times. RBI single in the 5th last night. It got the Padres on the board after the Brewers jumped out to the big lead. 2 strikes and nothing. Padres head home after today's game. Big homestand starting with the Phillies tomorrow night at Petco Park. 2-strike pitch. Got him swinging. And that'll do it for the Padres in inning number 1. Junior Guerra, a couple of strikeouts. Well, the Brewers have been doing a lot of damage early, as in the first inning. 4 on Tuesday, 5 last night. Let's see what they have in store for us today. Bottom of the first we go. To the top of the first, they do not scratch, and now Craig Counsell ready to see his team take its first cuts of the day. First inning's been good through the season, and it's certainly been good in the first 2 games of this series. Here's the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Lorenzo Cain back at the top, followed by Christian Yelich and Jesus Aguilar. Ryan Braun hits cleanup. Perez, Shaw, Scope, Pena, and Junior Guerra rounding out the batting order for the Brew Crew against the lefty Robbie Erlin.
And only the 4th start for Erlin. He was in the rotation.
Cain sends a fly ball back into right. Room for Franmil Reyes, 1 away.
And Tyson Ross was put on waivers. They needed a starter. Erlin was working out of the bullpen and very effective for that matter. Out of the bullpen, his earned run average at 2.05. You can see where it sits right now at 334. Left-hander doesn't throw very hard. He's got a pretty good overhand curveball, one of those 12-6 rotation curves.
Green giving Erlin the opportunity here today as he faces Christian Yelich. The Padres, relatively speaking, have held Yelich in check, at least to some extent. He did homer last night. That's been his 1 hit in the series here so far. But having said that, Yelich remains one of the game's hot hitters. 25 of his last 28 games. He has at least 1 knock and a lot of multiple hit games. We showed you the graphic a few minutes ago. 7 home runs in that stretch.
Yeah. And doing a lot of damage against lefties. Doesn't bother him.
Throughout this season, he's been in that 360 range against left-handed pitching.
Got 5 home runs against lefty, coming in at 359 the batting average.
He's in a hitter's count right now, 3-1 on the way, and a healthy hack at a pitch upstairs. The Cain-Yelich combo. Yelich last night was in the top spot of Jesus Aguilar, number 3, but Cain and Yelich among the leaders in on-base percentage. Cain 390 coming in, Yelich 383. As Christian will draw a walk, and we saw a tight strike zone last night. We may be seeing more of the same this afternoon.
Yeah, Todd Tishner behind home plate. It was Alan Porter last night. Yeah, the corners were not open yesterday, and doesn't look like they are today either.
And you're looking at one of the beneficiaries of that last night. It looked as though Brett Kennedy, the young pitcher making his major league debut, was going to get a called 3rd strike against Aguilar. He didn't get that, and right after that, Jesus went the other way for a long ball. First of 3 in a row the Brewers hit in that first inning. Aguilar's gotten off to great starts each of the last 2 nights. This is Tuesday against Clayton or Richard.
Yeah, both of them on sliders, one from the lefty, one from the right-hander last night. This one with 2 strikes. They scored 5 runs in the first, all coming on 3 home runs. Brewers have put up 9 runs in the first inning in the first 2 games of this series.
Just got to look at a curveball from Robbie Erlin. A ball, a strike to Aguilar. 28 home runs, 82 RBIs for Jesus. You see, he went through a tough stretch there for a while coming out of the All-Star break and showing some good signs that he's coming out of that. But look where he ranks, the body of work among the best in the National League. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, plenty of time left. This is they got 44 games left, including today. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of baseball to be played. There's a chance to put up some really big numbers this year.
Aguilar into right field and out of play. Clearly one of the terrific stories in this game, and that graphic is an example as well. Home run last night with 2 strikes. Check that out. 15 of his 28 home runs have come with 2 strikes. More than half of his RBIs as well. About as good as it gets. And a curve is hit in the air sky high. This will be routine for Jankowski. And that's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, good thing the roof was open. That baby was up there. Just missed it. You can see the reaction. He's saying, "I like to get another swing of that pitch." Open for now, but not sure how long. The definition of a hanger right there. Aguilar got under it.
2 away with Yelich, the runner at first. There's another curveball from Erlin for strike 1. A 27-year-old out of Oakland, California, missed all of last year, had Tommy John surgery in May of 2016. Yelich on the move, and he's going to get second. Erlin trying to find a way to pick off Yelich, and Christian had that kind of jump, and he gets to second.
I'm not sure if Hosmer just didn't have a good grip on the baseball. He just decided to hold on to it. Good move by Erlin. Check it out. He sees him going, and Hosmer just doesn't bother throwing it. You see that Galvis was there. Actually, that was Perella at second base. No throw.
So a runner in scoring position for Braun. 42 RBIs for Ryan. The 1-strike pitch. Swinging a pretty good bat of late has Braun, hitting safely in 11 of his last 12 games. A couple of home runs. He's driven in 7 in that stretch. Here's the 0-2. Trying to work him in on the hands.
No, they actually called a balk on Erlin on that.
They did, which explains Hosmer.
Yeah, not throwing it.
Right.
Saying he didn't step toward first base, so not a stolen base. He reaches second on a balk. That makes sense.
Now it all makes sense. Still 2 strikes to nothing to Braun. Pretty good diet of breaking balls are these Brewers hitters in the opening inning. Another interesting stat there for Brawny. He's behind in the count. That's when the power comes out, among other things. Good job of getting on base. He's behind in the count right now. And he sends one to Jose Perella. And that will end the first inning. A walk, and that was it for the Brewers against Erlin. We are through 1 scoreless at Miller Park.
Padres. Junior Guerra on the bump for the Brewers, making his 22nd start of the season, coming off arguably his best outing of the year against the Rockies. This after a not-so-good start against the Giants, and really that has been the story for Guerra the last month and a half. Good start, followed by shaky start, followed by good start. And that inconsistency from start to start really can be traced back to one common thread: locating his first pitch fastball. Talking with Manny Pena before the game, he told me that Junior, it all comes down to his first pitch fastball, because he cannot get it going. As you see, Perella lead things off here in the top of the second with a double. When he can locate that first pitch fastball, it sets up that amazing split finger he has. And Craig Counsell agrees with his catcher, telling me that Guerra is commanding his fastball. It brings the threat of the splitter into hitters' minds. And guys, that is a big deal for him and a big reason for his success.
Looking for more of that. It should also be noted that some of those July outings, runs were surrendered, but not a lot of earned runs. A couple of outings, yes, but this guy's had put together a pretty good year with an ERA of 3.42. That would suggest he could have a better than 6-7 record.
I mean, everybody's going to have a shaky start every now and again, but full body of work has been terrific for Guerra. Talking about the fastball, it's so important to locate, because the split fingered pitch is not a pitch designed for a called strike very often. That's more of your swing and miss pitch when you're ahead in the count. Hitters aren't as apt to swing at that pitch when they're ahead in the count, 2-1, 3-1, 2-0. So that's the importance of locating that fastball. And when Junior's able to do that, that's when the splitter is effective.
Jose Perella opening this inning by banging one off the wall. Freddie Galvis now at the plate. Veteran shortstop in his first year with the Padres, coming over in an offseason trade from the Philadelphia Phillies. Looking for his first hit in the series. He walked last night, and he was the one Padre who did not get a hit in the lineup on Tuesday night.
He's been doing a lot of that on pitches out of the strike zone, particularly up out of the zone. Takes a whack at his piece of gum.
Turned in some impressive plays out at short. Had one on Tuesday night, sliding stop in the hole. Tired Lorenzo Cain, big time play. 2-2 the count. 6 years with the Phillies. Padres stranded runners at the corners in the first. Guerra with a 2-2.
That splitter that just stayed up in the strike zone, didn't do anything.
Eight strong innings from Guerra on Friday night. To pick up where he left off, ready for the payoff pitch to Freddie Galvis. First acquisition from general manager David Stearns. In September of 2015. Last year's opening day starter, battled injuries. Now making start 22 in 2018. Ground ball to Jonathan Scope. That'll be out number one as Perella moves to third.
Yeah, good productive out for Galvis. If you don't get a base hit, you might as well advance a base runner, which he was able to do. And leaving it up to A.J. Ellis. It's hot out there today, very muggy. You see a lot of the fans with those, fanning themselves, trying to get some airflow going.
Got that roof open, which is a good thing.
They're not expecting rain today, are they?
I think they're telling us they're going to hold off, and hopefully the game is done. And
right about the time we're taking off to Atlanta.
Yeah, right about that time, I think.
Big old thunderstorm.
Yeah,
that's always good.
Absolutely.
That's always good.
Just reminds you you're flying, right?
Just have to figure out a way to get on that plane and calm down a little bit. I can't imagine how I can do that, but
well, I'm trusting somehow, some way.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
You'll relax. Brewers have the infield in A.J. Ellis, who's putting together a very good year at the plate. And a liner, and that's going to be a double play. Perez right there, and a flip to Shaw. It doesn't get any easier than that. Well, a couple of hard hit balls early on for the Padres, but Junior Guerra keeping them off the board. Runner at third, one out. That's how you erase it. A liner to Hernan for the double play. Scoreless through an inning and 1/2.
Inning. Hey, upgrade your workout wardrobe, Matty, by picking up a one-of-a-kind Brewers Performance T-shirt, giving the first 20,000 fans in attendance for the Crew Series opener against the Pirates on Friday, August 24th. That's courtesy of Master Printwear. For tickets, go to brewers.com.
Can you set aside one of those for me?
I'm gonna.
Thank you very much.
XL?
XL,
Okay.
yeah. Although after today's lunch, maybe a double XL.
Double X, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was good, right?
No shortage.
Yeah, Chef Seth took care of you, brought your favorite food.
Absolutely, yeah. Try to get all the food groups. Hamburger, French fries. I noticed the salad remains untouched.
That was the only thing that nobody grabbed. That's right.
The brownies, the cookies, they're gone.
Gone. Well, we understand that he's going to be bringing in another treat for you later on.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Told me not to say anything.
Okay. Now I'm thinking, which is dangerous. My head hurts, actually.
No, it's a crowd pleaser. We'll let everybody know what it is.
All right. Breathless anticipation here. 2-1 pitch to Hernan Perez, and he pops this one up. Shallow center field. Jankowski puts it away for out number 1.
There have been some big league pop-ups off the Brewers bat so far today. Not able to center on that off-speed stuff.
California native Robbie Erlin had committed to play college ball at Cal Poly. Ended up signing on with the Rangers. 3rd-round pick. Dealt with elbow tendonitis, took away a good chunk of his season in 2012, and then his 16 season ended after just 3 games, a couple of starts. Because of Tommy John surgery, missed all of last year. Mostly out of the bullpen this season. This is his 4th start. They could use the help in the rotation with Tyson Ross moving on to the Cardinals as Travis Shaw goes opposite field. First hit of the ball game for Milwaukee.
Yeah, his ABs against lefties have been much better as of late. Doing a good job taking that one into left field. And throughout the year, Travis has struggled against lefties. He did homer recently against a left-hander. Hits that one hard into left there.
And here's Jonathan Schoop. He gets the call at second base. Bouncing ball. Spangenberg. Perella for one. And the relay is airmailed into the Brewers dugout. And that will get Schoop over to second. So Shaw has erased 2 outs here in the inning. Schoop will be the runner at second.
Not even close, all the way into the Brewers dugout. Pretty good feed, but you know, throw gets away. Hosmer no chance, and Schoop ends up at second base. Matter of fact, that home run by Travis Shaw against a lefty, a grand slam. That was against Clayton Richard.
That's right. Fielder's choice E4 has a runner in scoring position for Manny Pena. That's starting to come around here for Manny in the last couple of weeks. Last year, we talked a lot about Orlando Arcia and his numbers at the plate last year. Pena as well. He was a 279 hitter. Big home runs, certainly some big hits this season. The ball, a strike. Looks at a curveball just off the plate. Once started with a 3-hit performance against the Dodgers in LA. 1 for 3 on Tuesday night was Pena. Cracks getting the call last night. The road trip was pretty good for Manny. 3 multi-hit games on the trip. A couple of 2-hit out or a 2-hit outing against the Giants. Couple of multi-hit games in that 4-gamer with the Dodgers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Chance to pick up Jonathan Schoop. He's the runner at second. Another curveball missed.
I can't imagine that Erlin's going to give Manny a whole lot to hit with first base open and Guerra on deck. We'll see what he gets here on the 3-2 pitch.
And here it comes. Into left field. That is down and to the corner. Schoop scores easily. Pena on his way to second with a run scoring double. Thank you very much.
Yeah, why? Well, the Brewers able to finally center on one of those hanging curveballs. He takes a lot off of that curveball. 76, 73 miles an hour. Trying to drop that one in the strike zone and kind of just bends on in there. Not a very sharp break. And with 2 outs, first base open, and Guerra on deck, Manny Pena doubles in the first run of the game.
So again, the Brewers score first.
And that one there, and much on Andy Green as it is on Erlin right there. I mean, with first base open. I guess you got your number 8 hitter up. Go after him, but Manny made him pay.
Results in the first run of the day. 1-strike pitch to Guerra.
Well, if you're Andy Green and your team is in the situation that is in, you want to get your guys in positions, I guess, to see if they can make the pitches that they need to make. Yeah, don't bail them out. See what they got. See what they're going to do.
rebuild mode for this Padres team as Guerra lifts a curveball into center field. Travis Jankowski is there. He'll squeeze it for out number 3, but the Brewers score first once again. Manny Pena, run scoring double. The Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Brewers score first, RBI double from Manny Pena. 1-0 Brew Crew as we move to the third here at Miller Park. 2 great National League games coming up on FS1 this Saturday. First, the Cubs host the Nationals. Then, Ryan Braun and the Brewers face off with Freddie Freeman and the Atlanta Braves. It all starts at 2 Central on FS1. We'll stream it live on the Fox Sports app. Nothing but playoff contenders on FS1 this Saturday.
Looking forward to that game. I'm going to be at the ballpark in Civvies. I won't be in my tie or my Fox Sports Wisconsin golf shirt.
You sure you don't want to wear a coat and tie?
I'm sitting in the seats with Craig Kashan. We're going to be cheering on the Brew Crew.
Are you? Get to be a fan? Just take it in?
Don't get to do that very often.
Good for you. Be there amongst all your peeps. I'm sure the Schroeder fan club travels well, right? There's a base hit by the pitcher, Robbie Erlin, to start the third.
We're going to have the same situation on Saturday in St. Louis as well.
That's right. So you're going to take it all in?
Yeah.
Sit in the crowd.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah. Fun to do that now and then, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
These seats are really good, but it's kind of fun to try the concessions.
It's kind of noisy with these headsets on. A lot of people yapping.
A lot of chatter, a lot of traffic. Double play ball. Scope, Perez, Aguilar. 4-6-3, and just like that, they're 2 away.
It is amazing, though, when you go to a ball game as a fan, and how quiet it actually is out there on the field. I mean, there's a buzz in the crowd, of course, but it is very relaxing.
It is.
Sit in the seats, have a beverage, take in a game, have a hot dog. It is really relaxing. You kind of forget that sometimes when you don't really get to do that all that much.
Beauty of coming to the ballpark. You can reminisce. First time you've seen a game at Miller Park or any venue. Think about growing up, going to ball games. your son or daughter to the ballpark.
Right. Nothing like it.
Yeah, I can't beat it. Right there. Making a memory here today. Who knows? He may even get a foul ball. Eric Hosmer lifting one into center. Room for Lorenzo Cain. That'll do it for the Padres in the third. Leadoff single wiped out by a double play ground ball. Remains 1-0 Brew Crew.
Also Navy Week. With more on that, I'm joined by Navy Captain Matthew Vandersloot, also a naval science professor, I should say, over at Marquette. First off, Matthew, thank you so much for being here. But what is Navy Week?
Navy Week, we don't have a lot of assets here in the Navy in Milwaukee. So what we try to do is we try to bring the Navy to Milwaukee so they can get a taste of what the Navy's doing across the globe. You don't see a lot of gray ships. You don't see a lot of airplanes flying in the sky and a lot of guys in uniform. So for a week, we bring the Navy to Milwaukee so that, you know, interested young people, anyone interested in the Navy can have a place where they can interact.
Where are the events?
The events are all over the city. Discovery World. We've got a table here at, obviously at the stadium. All across, Boys and Girls Clubs, you name it, where we have a footprint everywhere. And if you type in Navy Week Milwaukee, it'll tell you exactly where to go.
Have you been able to participate in anything else outside of this?
This is my biggest thing, so you know, I didn't want to faint, but it's been really great. But I haven't interacted in too many things, but we did have an academic summit that I was part of with Marquette and all the universities, understanding how we can help veterans use their benefits and get their college education when they come home.
And where can fans go to find out more about Navy Week again?
Just to type in Navy Week Milwaukee, and it'll come up and show you all the events that are happening around the city.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Captain Vandersloot. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Dario, thank you very much. Anytime we can recognize the military is awesome.
No doubt.
Brave men and women. Always like this. We talked about this last week in L.A., and you see it throughout baseball how, you know, the guys in the Brewers dugout, when they introduce a military veteran, they are at the top step of the dugout looking back and a big round of applause. You mention Justin Turner, right of the Dodgers. He greets them personally, and you see that in this game, and it's just awesome.
Guys appreciate the sacrifice, and because of their sacrifice, we're able to do what we do out here at the ballpark. Without them, we wouldn't be able to. And I think these guys understand that. They really do. Major League Baseball has done a tremendous job recognizing the military, men and women. And that's good that they do it.
Yeah, you're right. Because of that, we get to enjoy this great game. Bottom of the third inning here at Miller Park. Lorenzo Cain leading things off with a fly ball to right in the first inning. Back up the middle, Perella. And no, he will not it. Lorenzo Cain always busting it up the line, and he is on to begin the bottom of the third.
Yeah, Perella's having a tough time throwing the baseball today. And we'll see how they score it. Lorenzo Cain always running hard down the line no matter what, even on a routine ground ball. Not so sure he would have been out had the throw been on the money. It's going to be a hit. But Perella made it a short base runner with a bad throw.
The Brewers get the leadoff man aboard for the first time today. Here's Christian Yelich. Yelich left stranded at second in the first inning. He and Nick Markakis tied atop the National League with that .322 average. He is 8th in on-base percentage. Cain is 4th, by the way, in that category. And there's a nice stop by Hosmer. Missed the tag, and now he'll go ahead and throw it to Galvis full of force. A chance to get the double play there, but he was unable to apply the tag on Cain.
Well, I'm not sure if Hosmer or Cain was sure if he caught it on the fly or not, because he didn't start to run to second base right away. Check it out. And he does get it on a short hop. Cain not sure, but avoids the tag. And because of that, Padres not able to get a double play. Pretty good job of getting out of the way.
Four-time Gold Glover is Eric Hosmer. First year with the Padres, signing that big deal in the offseason, 8-year contract. Here's Aguilar. There's 82 RBIs, ranking 3rd in the National League behind Javier Baez and Eugenio Suarez. Home runs, he is tied for 3rd with Bryce Harper, trailing Matt Carpenter and Nolan Arenado. Ball, a strike to Jesus. Third is swung on and missed. Good crowd here at the ballpark. A lot of youngsters.
A lot of kids, a lot of seniors. There's a good deal to be had at Miller Park.
Yes, sir. Strikeout victim is Aguilar for out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. Here comes Ryan Braun. The ground ball to second that ended the first inning. Sends one the other way. That is a foul ball.
Now that would have scored a run the way Yelich runs. Kind of blocked off in the corner down there. You watch Ryan Braun. If he doesn't run, he's probably thinking it's going to be a foul ball. And he never really got too far out of the box.
Won the count. Braun 12 homers. He's driven in 42. Curveballs, big part of the game for Robbie Erlin.
And the off days really have benefited Ryan Braun. I mean, Craig Counsell had to give him time off periodically. And because of that, I think he's been swinging the bat as well right now as he has all season. A lot of guys that he can move in and out in the outfield. Brian's always better when he's able to get days off, especially at this point in his career.
Set up for a very interesting stretch drive. A healthy and reasonably fresh Ryan Braun for these last 6-7 weeks of the regular season. Hit it hard, and Jankowski is there to put it away for out number 3. That'll do it for the Brewers in the third. Still 1-0. Milwaukee.
'26, the Brewers host the Pirates, and all fans in attendance will take home a collectible Lorenzo Cain bobblehead, courtesy of WTMJ Radio. To book your seats, go to brewers.com/tickets.
You know, you mentioned this the other day. You know, it's a great looking bobble, but it probably, when you get it, when you come here on the 26th, scuff it up, get a little dirt on the jersey there.
Yep.
That's a typical day for Lorenzo Cain.
It's not often he's, you know, the game is over and his is not the dirtiest uniform.
Hunter Renfroe leads things off. Yeah, it's actual from an actual baseball play, unlike was it Carlos Gomez over the weekend when he got hit by a pitch. And now Carlos could, we all remember him as a Brewer. He'd get after it with the best of them. But the little timber move there was, that was impressive.
You just never know what he's going to do. Do you?
You don't. Renfroe pops this one up, and Aguilar.
It's like one of those dives that the soccer players do. Yep. Is that what he was trying to mimic? Drawing a foul.
Yeah. Break out the red card.
Oh, man.
Out of there. That was classic.
He's hilarious. He's always on the highlights, but you know, sometimes for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, beating up objects in the water coolers, and
you know, his home run, the antics on the walk-off early in the season.
Right.
Yeah, go.
Here is Franmil Reyes. Saw some of his power on display Tuesday night. A big night. Drove in 3 runs, had a solo shot, of which he's had a few, 8 homers and 12 RBIs. Moving forward for the Padres, the talk, those who are around that ball club on a daily basis, they have a lot of outfielders. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
They have a lot of good prospects. Andy Green giving these guys their opportunity to see what they could do.
Brewers have a lot of outfielders, prospects and veterans for that matter. A lot of good outfield prospects down in the minor leagues. How about Corey Ray, what he's doing down in the minors this year?
My goodness.
He's having a terrific year.
And second year back from the knee injury. He was back at it last year, but that second year he is putting up some numbers, and Ray is putting up some numbers of his own down the line and right on his way to second with a double, and he has a 2-for-2 day going for him.
And nothing hit real hard, both of them off the handle. But big and strong, having a muscle one down the line in left. This time muscles one down the line in right. A one-out double this time. In on his hands once again, but able to fight it off. That's a pretty good swing. Nice level swing. Keeps the bat in the hitting zone a long time and able to reward himself with a double.
One away, a runner at second as Guerra facing Corey Spangenberg. You were mentioning Corey Ray, the eye popper there with the Shuckers, the 24 home runs, 24 homers, driven in 66. On base percentage very good, batting average in the 250 range, but the on base percentage about 90 points better than that.
It's amazing what you can do when everything's feeling good. That knee problem that he had, he went through that surgery, and well, he's really made a name for himself in this organization.
It remains a very strong farm system. Moves certainly have been made off season and of course of this year. And that's part of how it works, though. And I think, you know, the Padres moving forward, it could be a similar story. You get a lot of those prospects, and yes, some of them can break through and be an integral part of your ball club, but sometimes they are pieces that can be moved to get players like, oh, I don't know, somebody like Yelich. It's working out pretty well. 3-1 the count to Spangenberg. What an acquisition Yelich has been, and going to be here for a while. Guerra ready with the 3-1. The Padres have runners at first and second with one out. Second walk issued by Junior here today.
Now this is the guy you got to be careful with. That first pitch fastball last time up just hammered one over the head of Yelich, or I should say Braun out there in left. He is a hitter that hunts the fastball. He can get on top of anybody's. Secondary stuff important to get over against this guy.
And he will let it rip. Say that about a lot of hitters in today's game. Sees something he likes, he will let it fly. A little fourth inning difficulty for Guerra. Going after the first pitch, a base hit to right field. Reyes rounding third. Here comes the throw from Yelich, and he is safe and home. Just did beat the tag, and this game is tied at 1.
Well, got the leg in there on the plate, just under the tag of Pena. It was close. Brewers are looking at it. He's not blocking off the plate. Pretty close, but it looked like Todd Tishner might have got it right. Question is the foot down, or is the foot just over the plate? That looks pretty close, but is there enough to overturn it? I don't think counsel wants him to look at it.
They're gonna let that one go. This game is tied at 1. So Perella now a 2-for-2 day, run scoring single.
Might be the last fastball that guy sees today. I mean, he can turn him around. He can hit him really well. Everybody knows it.
Five hits now for the Padres. They get their first run. There's Freddie Galvis. Grounded to second. His first time to the plate. Two balls, no strikes. Padres have had base runners in every inning. This time they break through. Two-0 pitch to Galvis.
It could be a lot worse for Junior. He's had the benefit of a couple of double plays today, second and third innings.
In the second, Perella was at third with one out and a liner to Hernan Perez. Perella way off the bag. It was an easy money double play, and then a 4-6-3 double play in the third. Got the home plate umpire. Tishner feeling that, but says he's good to go.
Thumbs up. Let's go.
They got them both. And Manning.
Pena slowed it down a little bit with a mask.
Both good to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spangenberg at second. Jose Perella, the runner, at first. .232 average for Galvis this year. A couple of years ago showed a lot of power. The Phillies, the 1 year he did, had a career best 20 home runs.
A little different ballpark in San Diego.
Just a bit.
Philadelphia, kind of a bandbox, if you will. Home run friendly. Not so much San Diego. Sometimes that gets into a hitter's head. I know it did when that ballpark first opened up. Had some big home run hitters on that team. Remember Brian Giles?
Oh, yeah.
Phil Nevin. Those guys always scratching their heads when they would hit one and just kind of die in the outfield.
Full count to the Padres shortstop. Guerra lost him as well. A couple of walks in the fourth, and they are loaded with one out. Retired Hunter Renfroe to start the inning, and 4 straight have reached since.
Hasn't been able to really get a good feel for the splitter. It's a kind of hit or miss with Junior. Start to start, he had a real good one last time out. Had that split fingered fastball that started over the plate, dove as it got to the hitting zone, and he would get some strikeouts on that pitch. Today he's really leaving it upstairs. Really not very effective for him yet. That'd be a good time to find it.
Facing the San Diego catcher A.J. Ellis. Off season, he and his family, wife Cindy and their children, reside in Muskego. Remember a couple of years ago he was with the Dodgers and was traded to the Phillies in exchange for Carlos Ruiz and cash. And one of the stories that came of that trade, how unhappy the Dodger clubhouse was. He was one of those such a respected player. It wasn't a knock against Ruiz. It was more praise for Ellis. What a pro he is, a great presence. I mentioned he's having a good year at the plate. Always been good behind the plate.
Kind of a guy that kind of keeps things together in the clubhouse. I mean, he's had a lot of experience. He's seen a lot. He's had good success. Perfect guy for this team right now. Veteran presence.
You mentioned it on Tuesday. You just imagine the help he gives to a young catcher like an Austin Hedges. And all of that, is on base percentage is .400 this year. 2 balls, 1 strike to Ellis. 37 years old now is A.J. Ellis.
If you can catch and throw and be a good presence, you know, in the bullpen, in the clubhouse, you can catch in this game for a long time. Look at Eric Kratz. I mean, he's been around forever. His backup catcher positions they pay pretty well.
Yeah. Pete's working, I guess, right?
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good fastball up out of the zone. This is where that split-fingered fastball really comes in handy, but he really hasn't been able to throw any good ones yet.
2-2 to A.J. Ellis. He got him swinging. Bringing it at 96 for out number 2.
Yep, and realizing he doesn't have a good splitter, he goes with the fastball and puts it right on the corner. Perfect pitch. It is a strike, but still can't do much with it. And as far as velocity, that's about as good as it gets for Junior. 96.
2 away, bases remain loaded for Robbie Erlin, who singled in the 3rd inning. Led off the inning with that base hit and was promptly erased on the double play ground ball from Travis Jankowski. Guerra putting together a nice little rally here, a strike away from limiting the damage to just a run. Here's the 0-2. Bouncing ball that Perez is there. And he'll tap the bag, inning over. Now the Padres tie the game as we move to the bottom of the 4th, 1-1 at Miller Park.
Francisco Lindor having a great 24 hours last night. Lindor with a walk-off 3-run blast to give the Tribe a 5-2 win over the Twins. Then today, Lindor staying hot, bottom of the 2nd, capping off a 3-run second with a 2 RBI single. He'd also had an RBI double in the 4th. So Lindor 2 for 3 on the day, 3 RBI, but the Twins battling back there, tied with the Indians at 4 in the 6th.
Yeah, Lindor's special. Brewers had the 2-game series here and in Cleveland. A lot of talent there. If they get their bullpen squared away, they'll be a force to be reckoned with in the postseason.
Pretty much a foregone conclusion that they're going to win that division.
Yeah, up 10, right?
Yep, 10-game lead over the Twins.
They've done a lot of damage against that division. See what the postseason will bring, assuming they get there. Hernan Perez leading things off.
Bruce closing.
Little rain in the area. Perez, Shaw, and Scope here at the bottom of the fourth for the Brewers. Well, those fans will be coming in handy now that they have here at Miller Park. Need a little breeze going.
Yeah, keep those glass panels open. It looks like the wind's blowing in from left field, so that's going to help.
1-2 pitch to Perez. Curve smacked back up the middle. Well, start to the fourth.
He's hung a lot of those today and has gotten away with most of them. A couple of really high fly balls, but they're not able to center on that and hit it hard into center field. The second time the Brewers had their leadoff hitter on today. Look what this curveball ends up. He's left a lot of those curveballs up there. This time ends up as a base hit.
There's Travis Shaw. Takes a look at a strike. Three big flies for Shaw. And that's a base hit. Back-to-back singles in the fourth for Milwaukee.
And once again, staying on the left-hander. First base hit to left field. This one he pulls into the hole. Fastball outer half, only 89 miles an hour, and Travis with a nice swing. First two reach. The at-bats becoming very consistent for Travis Shaw as of late.
Doing a great job of following up on a big year last year. Setting the table here for Jonathan Scope. Runners on the move. Pitch is taken and both will advance. Perez to third, Shaw to second.
Good job by Shaw recognizing that Perez is going to take off. That's not a sign. They just take off on their own when they feel like they can get a jump. Shaw watching Perez, and he's able to back it up. You see him big lead. You saw where Hosmer was. He didn't have far to go to get to second base.
2 balls, no strikes now to Scope. Great opportunity now for Jonathan Scope to get things turned around at the plate. Such a good month of July. Been a Brewer for about a week now, so I think I'll be wise for all of us to pump the brakes on getting too carried away. It's been a challenge of a week, to be sure, but just a week.
He'll get it going. He always has.
All-Star last year with the Orioles, a 32 homer, 105 RBI season for Scope. And on the hands, he fouled it back.
You know, every hitter goes through these type of stretches, but you know the one bad thing for Scope is it's a first impression here at home, right?
Right.
That's what makes it seem like it's a lot worse than it actually is.
Chance to pick up a couple of runners here. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Perez at third, Shaw the runner at second, and again Erlin working him inside. Single to center from Perez, a single to right from Shaw. Perez getting his 10th stolen base of the year. Erlin ready with a 1-2 pitch. There you go. Down the left field line. It's going to score a couple. Perez a jog home. Likewise Travis Shaw. 2-run double for Jonathan Scope as the Brewers regain the lead.
Just one too many inside on Scope. He's too good a hitter to be throwing 3 consecutive pitches in there. This time waiting for it and whistles it down the left field line. See, I told you, just a matter of time. That pitch off the inside corner. 3 straight pitches in the same spot, and this time Scope able to center on it, rip it down the line, and drive in a couple of runs.
And that's what this guy can do, drive in runs, and his first 2 RBIs as a Milwaukee Brewer. There's Manny Pena. He had an RBI double in the 2nd inning. And he pops this one up, nearly a roof scraper. Eric Hosmer is there for out number 1.
Got to feel good for Jonathan. That double gives the Brewers a lead. A little bit of a one of those you take a deep breath now at least.
Right. He's admitted it. Talking to reporters, been pressing a bit.
It gets into your head. I mean,
Yeah.
First time he's ever been traded. Wants to make an impression. You put pressure on yourself, even veterans.
You get a pretty good read on these guys when you get an unsolicited review, and among those who really fired up about Scope coming over here was Wade Miley. Just what he can do on the field. Good guy to have around the clubhouse without even asking to get into that. So there is a reason. There are reasons, plural, why you make a move to get this guy.
And the main thing is he can hit.
Absolutely. A lot.
Yeah.
Ball a strike to Junior Guerra. Junior sending one in the air to right field and out of play. Pretty good poke. First 3 Brewers reaching before the Pena pop up here in inning number 4. There is out number 2. Second punch out for Robbie Erlin. He was terrific. Erlin was out of the bullpen, especially in the month of July.
He had an earned run average as a reliever, just a touch over 2. Outstanding work. Pressed into the starting rotation, making his 4th start today.
Two men out for Lorenzo Cain. Infield single for Cain in the 3rd. Had a couple of hits last night, scored a couple of runs. Here's the 1-0. This with the fastball.
A lot of fastballs in. Fastballs in on right-handers. The big loopy curveball. Change up every now and again, but it seems like glove side fastball pretty good for him. That's where he feels most comfortable. Fastballs into right-handers away to lefties.
And 3 balls, no strikes to Cain.
Let him swing. He's due for a homer.
Been a while. June 13th. Against the Cubs, Mike Montgomery. You calling for it?
I don't call.
Okay.
As Eddie Cedar would say, it's just a suggestion.
Do what you want. I trust he had a happy birthday.
Yeah. Brewers with a win.
Yeah.
Waved a lot of guys around.
The ever popular Ed Cedar gave up his jersey number for that man, Lorenzo Cain. Here's a 3-1. On the ground, charging his Galvis. He beats it. And Scope is rounding 3rd, heading home, and he's in. Jonathan Scope comes all the way around, and it's a 3-run lead for the Brew Crew.
All right, good hustle by Scope. He really never slowed down. He turned around and looked. Galvis a little slow getting back and getting to the baseball, and Couple of pretty close plays at home plate for Todd Tishner today. By the time he gets it, a little bit too late. Look at that slide. How about that, baby? That good one. And Ellis never tagged him. He got the plate with his hand. That's good hustle.
That'll be an infield single. Schoop scoring on the E6. So the Brewers now with a 3-run inning and lead 4-1 as Yelich steps to the plate.
Yep, scores from second on a ball that never left the infield.
That's motoring.
Yeah.
And now Kane is running, and Hosmer's throw is in time as they're able to get Lorenzo Cain inning over. Tried a similar tactic with Yelich, and Erlin was called for a balk. Not this time. We'll see if the Brewers will take a look. Good inning here for the Brew Crew. And they will not review. So a 3-run fourth for Milwaukee as they get to Robbie Erlin. Jonathan Schoop, big factor here in the inning. This 2-run double from Schoop. And then Schoop coming around to score on a ball that never left the infield. Brewers lead 4-1 after 4. Top of the 5th inning here at Miller Park. A 4-1 lead for the Milwaukee Brewers as Travis Jankowski will lead things off. Top of the order for San Diego. Jankowski, Hosmer, and Hunter Renfroe. Well, big inning there for Jonathan Schoop. A couple of RBIs and scoring on a ball that did from second on a ball that did not leave the infield. Good hustle around third. Infield single, E6.
Good instincts, good speed, and really good slide to get in there safely. 3-run fourth for the Brewers. Last couple of days, the Brewers offense has done a real good job answering Padre runs in the top of an inning. They did it twice yesterday.
Yeah, Padres were trying to rally like they did on Tuesday, but Brewers were not having it. Jankowski will try to bunt his way on. Guerra, the throw not in time. He can run up the line, can Jankowski, and a bunt single to start the 5th.
Well, good idea to try and get on base, get something going. Jankowski having a rough time of it at the plate. The guy that will for sure try and steal at some point, I would imagine. He's one of the guys that runs quite a bit. That's not even close at first.
He has 15 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught 4 times. Talking about Jankowski as Hosmer steps to the plate. Padres scored their first run of the day in the 4th inning, but had him loaded with 1 out. Guerra able to get a strikeout from A.J. Ellis. Erlin grounded into an inning-ending force out. Junior minimized the damage. And 1 to Hosmer. Time was called. Now the 1-strike pitch. Back up the middle. Perez there. There's 1. There's 2. That's a double play.
There you go. Another one for Junior. And pretty close at second base. Jankowski just standing there. He thinks he's safe. And he certainly got the out at first. No question about that. Looks like he's out.
Yeah, looks good. Well executed by Hernan Perez.
Yeah, good play.
6-3, so 2 ground ball double plays and a line drive in the 2nd that turned into a double play. Here's Hunter Renfroe. Big old hack.
Well, you're going to throw this guy fastball. That's not a bad spot. You know, away. Don't give him anything middle in.
He rips one into left field, a base hit. Braun's going to have to chase that one off the wall. This Hunter Renfroe guy can hit. Has a 7-game hitting streak going. Well, the numbers are modest for the season, but we've had a pretty good idea here in this 3-game series what he can do at the plate.
He had a pretty good series against the Cubs as well.
Yes, he did.
I mean, this offense for the Padres has been pretty good. You know, on this road trip. There's that breaking pitch. And Guerra left it up, and that's a nice, easy swing. Let's go with that top hand at the point of contact and doubles down the line.
So a 2-out double extending this 5th inning for Franmil Reyes. '23-year-old. Missed the first 2 games of the series. See that big frame, 6'5". And likely better than the listed 275. Rock solid.
And this is where these guys are very dangerous when they're ahead in the count. They're hunting fastballs.
Here comes the 2-0. Little chopper. Shaw is there. And that'll do it for the Padres. 2-out double. No damage done. Halfway through here at Miller Park. 4-1 Milwaukee.
Access HD streams of all out-of-market games on all of your favorite devices. Plus, enjoy a free MLB At-Bat Premium subscription when you sign up. Learn more by going to MLB.tv today.
Keep tabs in the playoff chase. The updates throughout baseball. Getting close to the stretch drive.
After today, 43 games left. A lot can happen in 43 games.
Christian Yelich leading things off, and he pops this one up. Hosmer puts it away for the first out. Here comes Jesus Aguilar. Looking for his first hit today, but he's had a couple loud shots in the series. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. First inning homers Tuesday night and last night, giving Jesus 28 on the year. Travis Shaw with 23. Mike Moustakas, Christian Yelich, and Jonathan Scope rounding out the Powerball home run leaderboard.
Not sure it was by design, but it seems like every curveball that Robbie Irwin's thrown is up around the belt. I mean, there haven't been too many of them down in the dirt. That's normally where you want them. But they've all been there or higher.
He got away with one in the first inning with Aguilar. The fly ball to center.
Good change up there.
Ball 2 strikes to Aguilar. Brewers put 3 on the board against Irwin in the 4th inning.
There's a curveball down.
Aguilar not biting, able to check his swing. Here comes the 2-2. Changeup gets Aguilar for out number 2. Two away, bases empty for Ryan Braun. For his first hit this afternoon. 5 for 11 on the homestand, though, is Braun. Start number 4 on the year for Robbie Irwin. Here comes a 1-1.
Could be his last inning. We'll see. The pitch count at 83. Seems like he's throwing the baseball better now than he was early in the game. Changeup's been more effective.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. The chopper out in front of the plate. Ellis. Good play. Side retired as Irwin sets down the Brewers in order for the first time this afternoon. We are through 5. The Brewers leading 4-1. Mutual Insurance plays of the game. 3 double plays in this game. There's a ground ball off the bat of Corey Spangenberg, turned into a 4-6-3. Junior getting a little help behind him from the D. Nice play by Hernan Perez here.
That's a heck of a throw. Step on the bag, all in one motion, throw to first base.
Corey Spangenberg trying to bunt his way on.
He was fortunate to have so many guys that are able to play shortstop. You know, Arcia, Perez, Jonathan Scope has been over there.
There is a shortstop by trade. So you can play anywhere and has, except catcher at this level. Well, Tapper, Guerra's there. Out number 1.
And Lindo Arcia had a good day at the plate yesterday. 3 hits and a home run. Perez getting the start today because of his success against lefties. He's hit lefties much better than Arcia has this year. So he gets the start. It's kind of the way it's going to be the rest of the way. Matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of infielders, so you make it work. A lot of pretty good options is what you have. Here's Jose Perella.
And right back to the fastball. Both of his hits have come on fastballs today.
Strike pitch.
I think Perella was up there thinking, you know, there's no way they're going to throw me a fastball first pitch again. And he piped one right down the middle.
He did.
Yeah. Took it.
Perella a double in the second, a run scoring single in the fourth. A wave and a miss.
Little cut to that one. That was a good pitch.
Junior ahead in the count, a ball, 2 strikes. Perella getting his first start in the series, come off the bench the first 2 games. Freddie Galvis waits on deck. Here comes a 2-2. Soft liner on a hot Perez. Nice play. Wow, another good play by Perez.
Special right there. And good soft hands on the backhand and able to get it off to first base. That was a lot harder than it looked. Watch this tricky hop. Able to grab it and the big arm able to get him at first base. That is a terrific play. That is a tough hop.
Two outs, bases empty. Here's Freddie Galvis. Galvis walked in the 4th inning. Padres had him loaded with 1 out and a run in, but Junior was able to get out of the inning with the Padres scoring just the 1 run. Here's the break-even pitch. Galvis signed with the Phillies back in 2006. 28-year-old from Venezuela. The 1-2. Follow up that 8-inning outing on Friday. 2 away here in the 6th. Guerra and the Brewers up by 3. He has walked 3 here today, including Galvis in the 4th. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That is hit hard and deep into right field, and that is out of here. Home run number 7 on the season for Freddie Galvis, and it's a 4-2 game.
Yeah, he tried against Galvis to put him away with the splitter, just couldn't do it. He left the 2-2 pitch, the splitter up out of the zone, and was forced to come in with a fastball. Galvis, his first hit of the series is a big fly to right. Just can't get a feel for the splitter. And 93 middle in, and Galvis gets a run on the board for the Padres with 2 outs.
Here's A.J. Ellis. Going after the first pitch, rolls one to Travis Shaw. And that'll do it for San Diego in the inning. Freddie Galvis snaps an 0 for 12 with a big fly. 4-2 Brewers.
Now closed with rain in the forecast around Milwaukee. Brewers wives play an important role in the club's community outreach efforts through their commitment to several important causes. Each summer, Brewers wives team up with Brewers Community Foundation to raise funds through a number of special events with proceeds earmarked for various organizations in the greater Milwaukee area.
All right, Daria, thank you very much. Day is done for Padres starter Robbie Erlin as Phil Maton now in for the Padres.
Yeah, we saw him in the first game of the series. He looked pretty good. Had a strikeout and in 2/3 of an inning. 31st appearance, a .316 earned run average. Just about as many strikeouts as innings pitched.
They said, ooh, look out, heads up. To have that net.
That's about as far as you're going to see a bat get flung. They're not even impressed with that. See the smile on his face. I hate that one pretty good.
Good hang time and
yeah.
everything. Ball a strike.
Maton, not a hard thrower, but he had a really good slider. His first appearance in the series on Tuesday night.
Padres kept him pretty busy last year. He made his major league debut June 11th of 2017. Ended up making 46 appearances for the Padres. San Diego bullpen has been pretty good. Brad Hand now with the Indians has certainly had more than a little to do with it, but even without him, you know, Kirby Yates, haven't seen him in the series, but he's been terrific. He's their new closer. Collectively, it's been good. They've run out a young man, Trey Winginter, his first couple of big league appearances, and he's been impressive. Perez, a strikeout victim to begin the 6th. Hey, Brewers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app and take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball wherever you go. Have it buttoned up right now. Rain in the area. The beauty of the roof.
Yeah, no delays here. Looks like it's raining outside.
Yeah, a little summertime shower. Shaw trying to bunt away from the shed. Freddie Galvis, no chance as that stays in play. But Travis Shaw, that's 2 or 3 times this year he's done that, knowing how they line up against him, and he bunts his way on.
Yeah, not a bad idea. You can see where Galvis is, and right down the line, that's a heck of a bunt. Really no chance for Galvis. Not sure why he even threw it. Almost went into the dugout. That would have been a break for the Brewers.
Padres have committed a couple of errors in the game already. Galvis won. There's Jonathan Scope. There's the big hit of the day so far. 2-run double scoring Perez and Shaw, breaking the tie. First 2 RBIs as a Milwaukee Brewer. Down on the count, 2 strikes and nothing. '26-year-old Jonathan Scope. 17 homers and drove in 40 with the Orioles before the trade. And chased one upstairs for out number 2.
Fastball 91-92 out of the zone up. Still hitters having a very difficult time getting a piece of that.
Manny Piña's day at the plate, presented by Blaze Pizza. RBI double for Manny in the 2nd inning. Popped up in the 4th. One single from Shaw. He's the runner at first. Here's the 1-1. Into left field. That's down. 2nd hit of the day for Piña. Shaw will move to 2nd.
Stayed right on at 91. The fastball once again. Been sticking with the fastball in this inning. This time Manny able to hook it into left on a pitch away. That's going to give a chance for Moustakas. He's going to hit for Guerra.
Miller Park crowd, Brewers fan base has quickly taken to Mike Moustakas. The day will be done for Junior Guerra. And Andy Green will have a double switch. Pitcher spot due to lead off in the top half of the 7th inning. Bill Maton will exit. Carlos Asuaje coming on for San Diego as well. Pitching change at Miller Park. Brewers up 4-2 in the 6th. great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota. Let's go places. 2 RBI double from Jonathan Scope, helping the Brewers to this 4-2 lead. Double switch for the Padres. Carlos Oswaje will come in the game, play second base, hitting at the 9th spot of the order. And now on the mound, up the bullpen, the left-hander Jose Castillo.
And 19th appearance at 3.00 earned run average. Last pitch on the 5th at Wrigley Field against the Cubs. 2/3 of an inning, gave up a couple of runs. He's only allowed the 1 home run in his first 18 appearances.
Slider in there to Mike Moustakas. Go lefty to lefty. Another one of those Padres rookies. Now you look at the numbers for Moustakas. A couple of long balls as a Brewer. And a little pop up into foul territory, out of reach.
Guy's been pretty good with runners on base. I mean, small sample size, but hitters are only 2 for 19 with runners in scoring position against Castillo. That's a 105 batting average, so he's done a good job in that spot.
'22-year-old from Venezuela. Shaw bunts single. Pena a single to left. Two-strike pitch to Moustakas. Terrific work at third for Moustakas. Here's a Brewer, some spectacular plays. Bat's been heating up as well. Pinch hit opportunity here this afternoon. Here comes the 1-2. Moustakas to center field. Jankowski with room. And that'll do it for the Brewers in the 6th. They strand a pair. Let's move to the 7th. 4-2 Milwaukee. Quite a bit to do with it. A 2-run double. Then check this out. Statcast AI powered by AWS as Freddie Galvis booting the ground ball. Look at Scope coming around nearly 30 feet per second. That's pretty good.
Turns out to be a big play in the game. Brewers only up by 2 here as we head to the 7th.
Dan Jennings now on the mound for
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
55th appearance for Jennings. He has been used quite a bit. Got the 231 earned run average. And the Brewers last saw Jennings on the mound. That was back on Tuesday against these Padres a couple of days ago. Inning of work, couple of runs, one of them earned. He also struck out a couple of batters in that appearance.
Ian Jeffress, the busiest of the Brewers out of the bullpen with those 54 appearances. Out there trying to protect this 2-run lead. It'll be 9-1-2 in the San Diego batting order. Jennings will face Carlos Osuaje. Came into the double switch. Osuaje has had a pinch hitting role in the first 2 games.
And first 3 scheduled hitters left-handed. You might see Andy Green go to the bench. He's got some options over there. Villanueva, Margot, Hedges, all right-handed batters.
Osuaje trying to snap what is now an 0 for 33, and he just did on a base hit to center field. So he ends the longest active hitless streak among position players. As that's how the 7th inning begins, on a single to center.
And does it against a lefty. Dan Jennings has been very effective against lefties.
Travis Jankowski steps to the plate. Hosmer, another lefty, is on deck. One single for Jankowski in the 5th inning.
Left-handers hitting only .218 against Jennings this year before today's game,
as opposed to the .306 average that right-handed hitters have against Jennings.
activity in that Brewers bullpen. You got Renfroe Reyes coming up after Hosmer.
When Jennings is right, he will induce ground balls. Joaquin Soria getting loose in the Milwaukee bullpen. Jankowski runs well, but he did ground into a 4-6-3 double play earlier today, and maybe another one. There's the throw over to first, and now they have Osuaje and a rundown. Jonathan Scope will apply the tag.
Another one. Boy, been a savior today, the double play ball. That's 4 now. Well done out there by Jonathan Scope. Runs the base runner back, get him running hard to first, then you get the out at first, and then you get the rundown exactly the way you draw it up. Get him going, and get the out at first to make sure of that, and then the rundown to get the man going to second base.
4-3 to 6-4. Have a nice day, Jonathan Scope. Here's Eric Hosmer.
And keep running the runner back to first base until the last minute when you know you can get the out at first. And then the rest takes care of itself.
Well executed. 3 double play ground balls, a liner that turned into a double play in the 2nd inning. Brewers pitchers getting lots of help. Oh, 2 to Hosmer. He grounded into a double play in the 5th inning. 2 runs, 9 hits for the Padres, 4 on 9 for the Brewers. A couple of errors for San Diego. Here's the 0-2. Down homers, 46 driven in. Former Kansas City Royal. One-two. Slider away. Junior Guerra went the first 6, gave up 8 hits, couple of runs. Walked 3, struck out 3. The 2-2. Slice into the seats. Interesting signing by the Padres, the 8-year deal for Hosmer. On that veteran presence with a lot of young, inexperienced players out there with him. The 2-2.
Not too many veterans left on this team. You got A.J. Ellis, Hosmer. I don't know if you consider Freddie Galvis a veteran, but he's been around a few years. Galvis just hit a home run last inning.
6 years with the Phillies, with the big club.
That's a veteran.
Hosmer battling 2-2 and holding to the San Diego first baseman. Just foul down the third baseline. It's a pretty good stop there. No glove. Can't beat it.
No. Get a baseball. Check out a game. A little cotton candy. What a day.
Yeah, pretty good seats too. He heads up down there now. That is a great summer day. Another souvenir. Extended at bat. Tap back to the mound, a fly ball to center, grounded into a double play. That's the afternoon so far for Eric Hosmer. Jennings ready for the 9th pitch of the at bat, and it's the final one as Hosmer strikes out to end the 7th inning. Good work by Jennings out of the pen. Stretch time at Miller Park. Scoring started. This RBI double into the left field corner, scoring Jonathan Scope. Give the Brew Crew the early lead. Speaking of Scope, big factor today. This is a 2-run double down the line, part of a 3-run 4th inning for the Milwaukee Brewers. Freddie Galvis trying to close the gap for the Padres. Solo shot off Junior Guerra. That was in the 6th. That has made it a 2-run game. 4-2 Milwaukee is Renfroe Kane will lead off. Top of the order here for the Brewers. Putting the Brewers first on the board. Scope having a nice afternoon. Brewers turning 4 double plays so far today. A multi-hit game for Lorenzo Cain. 2 infield singles this afternoon. Jose Castillo remains on the mound for the Padres. Kane with a liner to Eric Hosmer, 1 out.
And that's the way it goes. That makes up for those 2 infield hits, right?
Right. Stings one.
That's what you get for hitting it hard, Low.
Go back to the dribblers.
Yeah. A couple of infield hits and a bullet out to first base.
There's Yelich.
Somewhere in there's justice.
Does it ever really even out, though?
No.
Didn't think so.
If you ask a hitter, he'll tell you no. By the way, did you enjoy your special treat that was brought up for you, the pizza?
Is there still some left?
There's 2 pizzas up there.
There are 2. Okay. I've been trying to hold off.
They're in a box. You can take them back to Madison tonight if you need to.
I may do that. This is a multi-course lunch this afternoon. This will be great. You all are too kind. You attack the cookies pretty well. You're always on me, you know, in the lunchroom. You know, oh, you're going to have that cookie, aren't you? I thought you're diving in. Cookies, brownies.
Yeah, today, you mean?
Yeah, I thought you got after it.
Yeah, I kind of have a weak spot today. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I didn't have enough breakfast.
Yeah.
But, that brownie was staring me in the face. And finally, about 2nd inning, I had to dive in.
You keep saying you don't have this sweet tooth, but you know, Levering's birthday last week. You're attacking the cupcakes
at Dodger Stadium. See, you walk a fine line, you know.
Pop up off the bat by Christian Yelich, and that is a nice play over there by Spangenberg for out number 2. Good play.
Yeah, you walk a fine line. You don't want to embarrass anybody or make people feel bad by not eating the stuff they bring in.
That's a good job on your part.
Yeah,
Way to be a teammate.
because if you don't eat it and they come back and nobody ate it, then they're not going to bring anything anymore.
So you take one for the team?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
what
not
you're
doing it because I want to.
Okay.
I just feel obligated.
Well, it's a lot of pressure being used sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. Just don't know really how to handle it all sometimes. But no, we figured that would be better, you know, for you than, you know, a cake or something.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I feel kind of bad. I didn't have any of the cupcakes at Dodger Stadium, and they say that it's bad luck. That was last Thursday, by the way.
Yeah, what
you
happened?
can look up the rest.
Yeah, we're not going to mention that game anymore.
Yeah, what game?
That was on you, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll take it. You didn't even have to put me under the bus. I just went under myself.
You did it yourself,
I did.
right?
Yeah. Here I am.
But no, it's been a nice ride this year, having you up here in the booth, and today's going to be your last day. You start up with the football responsibilities.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Looking forward to that, I'm sure.
Yeah. They'll be a fun team. Fun team to be around. They always are a fun team to be around, but a chance to be pretty good. Aguilar, a swing and a miss, and not real happy about it. That'll do it for the Brewers. They're down in order. 4-2. Move to the 8th. A global superstar rock band, the Killers, will be performing at the grand opening of Fiserv Forum, Milwaukee's new state-of-the-art arena. That'll be on Tuesday, September 4th, along with special guest and Milwaukee natives Violent Femmes. Tickets are on sale now. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com/events. Changes here for the Brewers. Orlando Arcia now in the game at shortstop. Hernan Perez moving over to first, placed in Jesus Aguilar. And finally on the mound, the other of the busiest out of the bullpen. We saw Jennings, and now we see Jeremy Jeffress.
It's like a double switch, which means you might see Jeremy go multiples here. The only reason that you would do that. Aguilar making a last out. Jeffress on for the 55th time this year. 134 earned run average. We saw Jeremy in last night's game. A scoreless inning, of course.
The strikeouts along the way. He will face Hunter Renfroe. On base a couple of times. Remember, he has gone deep in each of his last 3 games. Jeffress not messing around with Hunter Renfroe.
He turns on the big fastball, but we've seen him tattoo a couple of breaking pitches that the Brewers have left up in the strike zone. He's seeing it well right now.
2-strike pitch. Stays with the fastball, does Jeremy. One of 5 All-Stars for the Milwaukee Brewers this year. First time so recognized. Jeremy Jeffress. Most deserving. Stellar numbers continuing for Jeffress. And he starts things off on a good note today. A punch out of Renfroe. One out.
Yeah, good spot to put the fastball right on the outside corner. And the hits that he's had with the fastball have been middle to middle in. Force him to go to the opposite field. Hey, today's time of the game winner. Cheers in Chilton. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
When was the last time you were in Chilton?
I don't believe I ever have been.
I don't think I have either.
Calumet County.
I feel like I've been around most of the state. I'm not sure I've been to Chilton. Another one to put on the checklist. Ball a strike to Franmil Reyes. Single and a double today for the big right fielder. Guy can swing the bat. He wanted that one back.
Yeah, he takes mighty hack. A couple of hits today, both of them down on the label. Hasn't really barreled anything up yet today, but they all count.
Jeffress a strikeout of Renfroe to start the inning. Ahead of ball, 2 strikes on Franmil Reyes. Up the line, Shaw. Out, number 2.
That's a good breaking pitch by Jeremy down and away. Good play by Shaw as well. That's a good pitch that he's San Diego Padres. Down and away, just does get a bat on it, and Travis able to get the out at first base. Guy runs pretty good for a big fella, doesn't he?
He really does.
Gets down the line in good shape.
Shaw continues to take care of things at third, getting his feet wet here in the last week or so over at second. Corey Spangenberg to the plate. Hits are even at 9. 4th inning, the difference so far here today. 3-run 4th for Milwaukee. in the hole. Here's Arcia going to work, but unable to come up with it. Spangenberg is on, 2-out base runner.
That pitcher spot coming up. Looks like Margot is going to get a chance. This guy's been swinging the bat well in the series. I'm not sure if he gets an out anyway, and if he keeps it in the hand, that's a base hit for sure. If he's able to hold on to it, Spangenberg runs pretty well down the line.
Hit number 10. There's Manuel Margot. Pinch hitting here today. He was in the leadoff spot and delivered. He had a 3-hit, 5 RBI night on Tuesday. RBI double last night. There's a good center field. He did homer on Tuesday. That was his 5th of the year. Good curve from Jeffress, 0-2 the count.
Yeah, not a lot you're going to do with that.
Now looking to put him away. Here's the 2-strike pitch.
Not going to be full with the fastball, these guys. That was a pretty good one off the outside corner, and he's able to get a piece of it.
Infield single for Corey Spangenberg, extending the 8th inning for the Padres. And the 2-strike pitch. He struck him out. Curveball gets Manuel Margot. Couple of strikeouts in the inning for Jeremy Jeffress. Continuing to turn in stellar work out of the bullpen for the Milwaukee Brewers. It remains 4-2 in the 8th.
To the bottom of the 8th inning. Couple of insurance runs would be nice for Milwaukee as they try to get the series win over the Padres here and end the homestand on a positive note. We'll be talking about a big road trip that begins in Atlanta tomorrow. All playoff contenders on the way. Plus we'll hear from Craig Counsell, get some player reaction outside the dugout with Dario as well, and talk about that big 4th inning for Milwaukee in which they scored 3 runs. No home runs needed so far today. Why not 1 or 2 here for a little insurance action? We'll see. The Brewers Live postgame presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin. On the way, Matt.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. Kirby Yates now getting some work. He's on the mound for San Diego.
Well, he is the closer now for these Padres. He's got 3 saves. A very good 166 earned run average. That earned run average is good for 9th best amongst relievers and 6th amongst National League relievers. So he's been throwing the baseball well. He's given up 8 earned runs in 43 1/3 innings this year.
And he's one of those guys who had all-star worthy numbers. Didn't make the all-star team, but a big part of this San Diego bullpen. Facing Ryan Braun to lead things off. In this case, it worked out for Yates not getting into the all-star game. Right about that time, his wife gave birth to the couple's 2nd child. So there's time to be home. That was a pretty good time to be home. Terrific season he is having. Ball to strike to Braun. Braun, Perez, and Shaw. Here in the 8th inning. Craig Deshawn is right. See if they can get some insurance here, this Brewers team. Home run power, a big part of it here in the homestand. They haven't needed that here so far today. Braun a strikeout victim. That's how the 8th inning begins.
Yeah, Yates has done a good job since taking over for Brad Hand. Brad Hand, the lefty. He was the closer for the Padres. Got traded to Cleveland. Hey, the Brewers will return home after an 8-game road trip to host the Reds in a 3-game series. That's Monday, August 20th through Wednesday the 22nd. Check out the complete schedule that features $6 Terrace Reserve tickets on Monday, courtesy of Miller High Life. Go to Brewers.com.
Hernan Perez singled, came around to score in the 4th inning. Mentioned that's the big inning, the 3-run frame for the Brew Crew. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the air to right field, and that's going to slice out of play. And the game at short. Has moved over to first for Milwaukee. Perez to center field. That's down, a base hit. His 2nd base hit of the day.
Well, it stays right on. It didn't pull off. Kind of a nice inside out stroke right there for Hernan to shoot one into center. That ball middle in. Pull the hands in and shoots it into center field. That's a good at bat for Perez. Barrels it up and line drive into center field.
Here's Travis Shaw. 3 singles today, including a bunt single. Pushed one away from the shift in the 6th inning. Shaw fouls it off. 0-1. Driven in 68 runs on the season. Pitch. Perez bluffs as though he'll go, but he holds.
And good off speed by Yates down in the strike zone. Got that mid-90s fastball, pulls a string on one of these pitches that he's throwing. Looked like a split, maybe a changeup.
Oh, and 2 the count. Perez a part of a double steal in the 4th inning. 10 for 12 in that department now.
Yep, front end of a double steal. He stole third base. Shaw followed him into second base. It turned out to be a couple of big stolen bases because Jonathan Schoop doubled right after that.
They broke a 1-1 tie in the 4th. 2 strikes and nothing to Travis Shaw. Perez is running and Shaw shoots one out of play. He's gone deep in each of his last 3 starts as Shaw. Corey Knebel is up. He finished off last night's game for the Brewers. Yates again with the 0-2. Shaw doing such a good job last year, the big numbers, and a breakout year for him at this level. 31 bombs, 101 RBIs. A very good pace again this season, but Yates a little bit better in this matchup as he gets Shaw swinging for the 2nd out.
Man, pitch up in his zone. There's that mid-90s heater, 95 miles an hour. Tough pitch to lay off of, tough to make contact on.
Now Jonathan Schoop looking to make a good day even better. This 2-run double gave the Brewers the lead in the bottom of the 4th inning. And then he came around to score. Infield single. Freddie Galvis booting it, and Schoop scoring all the way from second base, beating the throw. A huge run.
Yeah, a lot of good things going on in that 4th inning. You know, a couple of men on, the double steal, Schoop with the double, then he scores on that infield single error. Difference in the game.
Perez the runner at first. And a ball to strike now to Jonathan Schoop. Just starting, really. Over last week, Jonathan Villar, Louis Ortiz, Gene Carmona. Yates ready with a 1-1.
A heck of a pitch down there. He hasn't made a mistake with that one yet. 87 down around the shoe tops. There's that little split. Kind of turns it over a little bit and ends up down in his zone.
So that's become a big time pitch for Kirby Yates. Ahead of the count, a ball, 2 strikes. Perez running. Schoop, a foul ball. Jacob Barnes joining Knebel. Bottom Bottom of the order due up for San Diego in the 9th.
Well, if Scope hits one out of here, it's probably going to be Barnes to start the 9th. If he doesn't, it's going to be Knebel.
1-2. Perez holding and Scope a strikeout. So a single from Perez, but Yates gets strikeouts to Braun, Shaw, and Jonathan Scope. We move to the 9th. 4-2 Milwaukee. $39,000 plus at Miller Park here this afternoon on a Thursday afternoon. And they are seeing their Milwaukee Brewers take this 4-2 lead into the 9th inning against the San Diego Padres, and looking to close this one out is Corey Knebel.
Pitching has been very good so far. He pitched last night, tossed a scoreless 9th inning, gave up a hit, also struck out a couple of batters. Knebel with the big strikeout numbers, 48 punch outs, just shy of 35 innings of work. Bottom of the order coming up for San Diego.
It begins with Freddie Galvis, who snapped an 0 for 12 with a solo homer in the 6th inning. It was off Junior Guerra. Guerra went the first 6, Jennings the 7th, Jeffress the 8th, and now Knebel in the 9th. Ball, a strike to Galvis.
And velocity for Corey very consistent all season long. It's just a matter of whether he's going to be able to land that curveball on a consistent basis. Always important to see that first one.
Just a month and change early in the season with that strained left hamstring. Finish this one off with a Brew Crew this afternoon, and a 97-mile-an-hour fastball is fouled back. Good work so far today out of the pen. Jennings giving up a hit, got a double play ground ball. Jeffress an infield hit, struck out 2, preserving this 2-run lead. Here's the 1-2, curve, tap foul.
It's always the question when Corey comes in, and Craig Counsell has said, and I know we mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. He's going to use him a lot more, not necessarily just in save opportunities, to make sure that curveball is more consistent. His long layoffs, that's a problem pitch for him.
So he gets him right back in there this afternoon. Brewers trying to win this game and thus take the series. Another curveball that Galvis stays alive with. Galvis, Ellis, Asuaje here in the ninth. Both teams with 10 hits. Brewers have played errorless baseball. Here comes the 2-2. Just missed inside.
Yep, it is off the inside corner. Good take by Galvis.
3-2 to Galvis. Curveball miss. And Galvis is on to start the ninth. Let's check out Miller Lite's What's on Tap. Brewers start a 3-city road trip tomorrow night in Atlanta. Freddie Peralta getting the call. Kevin Gausman on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. First of 3 with the Braves. Coverage starts with Brewers Live tomorrow at 6 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin.
Freddie beat the Rockies his last time out. Pitched well.
A.J. Ellis now at the plate. Fastball is high for ball 1.
Well, the Brewers have another double play in them. They already turned 4 today.
3 ground balls and a liner that turned into a double play. There's the 1-0. Did not get the high strike there. Make it 2 balls, no strikes. Flirting with a little bit of danger here in the 9th inning.
You start putting runners on base, you're going to have to, be dealing with the big boys coming up. Top of the order looming.
Yeah, Asuaje is on deck, and then it turns over to Jankowski and Hosmer. Renfroe. Knable trying to avoid that, but down to the count, 2 balls, no strikes to A.J. Ellis. Make it 3-0. Does have a couple of bats available. Asuaje snapped an 0 for 33. The 7th inning single, but he does have options. Here's the 3-0, and that's in there.
And went over to the dugout a second ago to maybe to find out, am I bunting if he gets on, or what am I doing?
Hitters count for A.J. Ellis. Leadoff walk to Galvis. 3-1 pitch on the way.
Well, last time he had Galvis 3-2, he threw the curveball, missed with it. Don't think he's going to throw one here.
Loading up for the payoff pitch. Stayed with the fastball.
It is a good strikeout pitch for him when he's ahead, but 3-2 in his situation, he hasn't been able to land one for a strike yet.
One more time, the payoff pitch coming from Corey Knable. Back-to-back full counts here to begin the 9th inning. And back-to-back walks to start the 9th inning. get Derek Johnson to make the slow walk to the mound. So both Freddie Galvis and A.J. Ellis working Knebel for walks. And the tying run is now at first. If he can find a way to work out of this mess that he's getting himself into in the final inning.
The big question is Suaje up there to bunt? My guess is he's going to be bunting. Of course, the old rule of thumb was you play for the win on the road and you play for the tie at home. We'll see what Andy Green elects to do. Well, he hasn't been going by the book a whole lot in this series. Suaje just broke out of a long hitless streak.
Remember, in a pinch hitting role a couple nights ago, he laid down a sacrifice bunt. Singles, we mentioned, snapped at 0 for 33. Brewers anticipating Suaje will lay one down.
And not showing bunt.
Sack bunt on Tuesday, the first of the season for Carlos Suaje. He will not show it still, and he takes a strike. Walks to Galvis and to A.J. Ellis. As San Diego in business, down 2 in the 9th inning. Ball to strike now to Suaje. Brewers trying to take the series and make it 4 out of 6 in this homestand. Much has been easy against this Padres outfit. Now it's 2-1.
And Corey Knebel's not making it easy on himself. Falling behind once again.
Get the manager on the phone here. Huge pitch coming up now for Knebel. Just cannot find the strike zone.
Yeah. 3-1. Now you figure if you're Suaje, you're taking this one too. Make him throw a strike. Here comes Soria. He's getting loose.
He too knows what it's like to close. 16 saves with the White Sox this year. Three balls, 1 strike to Suaje. Let it rip.
I'm not surprised. Guy hitting 200, swinging on a 3-1 pitch. When a pitcher is having a difficult time throwing strikes, that was borderline up too.
It was. Full count now. Little threat going in the 9th for the Padres. Here comes the 3-2. Curve missed again, and Knebel has walked the bases loaded. Nobody out in the 9th.
Yeah, I'm really not sure why you throw a curveball there to a guy hitting 200. Just gas him up, see if he can get you a ground ball, but he missed with the curveball.
Soria has been getting loose. Now Knebel will face Travis Jankowski. He is grounded into a pair of double plays here this afternoon. Missing again is Corey Knebel. The 1-0. Just can't find it.
Yeah, it's in his head now. He's thinking about it.
The life of a closer. All-star good last year.
And we haven't seen this out of Knebel since he's been with Milwaukee.
2 balls, no strikes.
The thing is that Padres know that he's not able to throw the curve, and they're just sitting on the fastball. We've seen him hit fastballs all series.
2-1 the count to Jankowski. Another fastball fouled back. Walks to Galvis, Ellis, and Asuaje. As Corey Knebel in a 9th inning mess. 2 balls, 2 strikes for the leadoff man, Travis Jankowski. Here it comes. Little tapper up the line. Knebel, and there is no play anywhere as they stay loaded. A run is in. It's a 4-3 ball game. Galvis is in as the Padres pull within a run.
Jankowski able to put the ball in play, and that's all it took. Really no play for Knebel. Matter of fact, he was fortunate that that baseball either hit the runner or Pena. That might have been another run. Check it out. Jankowski just putting it in play. The only chance right there if he gets it the first time. That baseball hits the runner. If it didn't, that goes to the screen and it's a tie game.
Tough appearance for Corey Knebel as the first 4 have reached. A run is in. It's a 1-run game at Miller Park. Still nobody out. Loaded. Jankowski reaching as well. Infield single. They remain loaded. Still nobody out. 1-run lead for the Brewers, and now Joakim Soria on the mound.
Yeah, we saw him in last night's game. He threw an inning. 47th appearance between the Brewers and the White Sox. Soria, an inning, gave up a hit, a run. It was an unearned run and a couple of strikeouts. He could use a couple of strikeouts right now.
Yes, he could. He's facing Eric Hosmer, who struck out in the 7th inning. He's also hit into a double play. And a fly ball hit into shallow right field. Christian Yelich is there. This will not be deep enough. Ellis tagging, but staying put. Out number 1. No way is the catcher going to try to run on Yelich there. 1 away in the 9th.
And now he gets a double play. That's a big out. Eric Hosmer at the plate, bases loaded, nobody out, and you get him early. Well, weak pop up the right.
Here's Hunter Renfroe. Struck out his last at bat. That's how he led off. That's how the Padres started in the 8th inning. Ellis the tying run over at third. It is awfully nice for Craig Counsell. We'll see how this unfolds, but when one of your closers doesn't have it, you can bring in another with a lot of experience. 16 saves this season for Soria. He's had as many as 43 in a year. That was in 2010 with the Royals. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Make it 0-2.
A couple of fastballs up out of the zone. That first one is strike. That one a little bit up out of the zone. Let's see what he goes with here. He's got a lot of options. Manny Pena, whatever he does, got to keep it in front of him.
2 strikes and nothing to Hunter Renfroe. Here it comes. And he just missed away just outside.
That's just a tough pitch. Yeah, by Soria, a little bit of a crossfire action right on the outside corner. It was off, but a tough pitch to take in that spot.
Risky, but it worked for Renfroe. The 1-2 and a drive to left field, and that is out of here. A grand slam as the Padres take the lead in the 9th.
Yep, on a 1-2 pitch, that guy has been barreling up fastballs the entire series. What a crusher in this inning. Wow.
He is now homered in each of the last 4 games. This one a grand slam.
On a 1-2 pitch. Tried to get him to chase up in his zone, and he barreled it up, and he knew it as soon as he hit it.
Franmil Reyes, a check swing pop. Perez racing over, can't get it. A 5-run 9th inning for the Padres.
Amazing.
One-strike pitch and a wave and a miss. Two to Reyes, and missing low is Soria.
Now you knew what the objective was for Soria. He wanted to get that pitch up out of the strike zone, up and in, but he left it down enough for Renfroe to hit it into Lake Michigan. That was a blast.
Yeah, no doubt. This Padres team coming into Miller Park after having split a 4-game set with the Cubs. Now have been pounding the ball with some of their bigger thumpers. And right now they're going to have to take a look at Joakim Soria. Something isn't right with him.
Craig Counsell saying, if you got something going on, get out of here. We're going to need you. You got to take it in the clubhouse. We're going to address it. Get somebody else in there, and that's what's going to happen.
My goodness, how things turn. I can tell exactly what is wrong there with Soria, so I'm not going to venture a guess.
Yeah, the thing about it is, the Padres have been knocking at the door the entire game. They've been have men on base. The 4 double plays is what kept the Brewers, ahead in this game. Brewers have not retired the Padres 3 up, 3 down all day.
Yeah, you're right. And then the walks in the 9th.
And to the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Yeah. Well, Jacob Barnes will come in now as Soria has to exit. 7-4 Padres with 1 away in the 9th. Big blow, a grand slam. Joaquin Soria, something not right with him. So he has to exit. Jacob Barnes now on, the third reliever here in the inning for Milwaukee.
Such a good game all day long, and then at top of the ninth, things just kind of evaporate for the Brewers. Jacob Barnes, he pitched on Tuesday against these Padres, gave up a run in an inning of work, 3 hits. Actually, it was a couple of runs, 1 earned run. He did have 3 strikeouts.
3 walks to open this inning as Corey Knebel just could not find the strike zone. Travis Jankowski bringing one of them in on a ball that did not leave the infield, and then that was it for Knebel. Joaquin Soria got a shallow fly ball from Eric Hosmer, but then Hunter Renfroe turned on one, launched it out of here over the wall and left.
The guy has been stinging fastballs the entire series.
Brewers come into this game with leading after 8 innings with a record of 57-2. Barnes now trying to finish off this 9th inning. Brewers will have 8, 9, and 1 coming to the plate in the bottom half. Here's Franmil Reyes. A couple of more hits for him today, a single and a double.
Barnes has been much better, throwing more fastballs lately. Since his return from the minor leagues, it's been more the 4-seamers. He does have a little bit of cut to it, but not using as many of those cutter sliders that he's been throwing a lot this year.
Ball and 2 strikes to Reyes, and that's it in the air to right field. Yelich going back, and that's out of here. My goodness. Make it a 6-run 9th inning for the Padres.
Brewers bullpen has in a couple of games in this series had a rough time of it. Tuesday gave up a bunch of runs. Today a 5-run 9th or a 6-run 9th. That one just does sneak over the wall and right.
Corey Spangenberg now the hitter.
A lot of smiles in that Padres dugout. Bunch of guys that are playing 100%. Not a whole lot to lose, and really swinging the bats well. Last 2 series, Cubs Brewers. It's been impressive watching these guys swing the bats.
Yeah, it's hard to believe looking at him these last 3 nights, and I think the Cubs would say similar things in their 4-game series, that this team is as light hitting a team over the course of the year that it's been. But there's some guys coming up like Franmil Reyes right there. And barring a rally in the bottom half, it's a gut punch here for Milwaukee this afternoon.
Yeah, 3 outs away from a series win. Of course, the game's not over yet. They're down by 4. They get another whack at them in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Their closer, Kirby Yates, came on in the bottom of the 8th. There's a strikeout and the 2nd out of the inning.
Yep, and the Padres have batted around here in the 9th.
Will be asking Yates to record the final 6 outs for the Padres, as the reliever will go ahead and hit. Six-run inning for the San Diego Padres. Yates taking a strike. The first at bat for Kirby Yates in his big league career. A ball, a strike. How quiet a crowd can get. Stunned here in the 9th inning. Little tapper out in front of the plate. Pena will take care of it, and finally the inning is over. But the Padres put 6 on the board. The big shot, a grand slam from Hunter Renfroe. Brewers down 4 in the 9th. Brewers 8-4. Hunter Renfroe with a grand slam. That was the big shot after the bases were walked loaded. So it'll be 8-9-1 for the Brewers as Manny Pena will lead things off. Spoke too soon about Kirby Yates. He hit for himself. Doesn't matter. His day's done as Craig Stammen is now on to finish this one up for San Diego.
Yeah, another guy that has closing experience. I mean, Stammen in his days with the Nationals. Last appeared a couple of days ago, pitched a scoreless inning. Stammen with a good slider, 51st appearance and a very good earned run average. He's got the bottom half of the Brewers order to deal with. Actually 8-9-1 coming up.
Padres scored 6. Let's see if the Brewers can score 5. Why not? A couple of hits today for Pena. Run scoring double opened up the scoring in the 2nd inning. The Rally Caps are on. Ball, a strike to Pena. Pops this one up into foul territory. That's going to carry out a play. Spends his off-season in Wisconsin as A.J. Ellis. Stammen signing his deal with the Padres back in January. Two-year deal.
It's got a nice scoreless streak going, a little over 12 innings of work.
And Pena looks at a called 3rd strike, 1 away in the 9th. For Orlando Arcia, a good night at the plate last night. 3-hit night, including a home run, his first since the 3rd week of April. There's a 0-1 pitch to Arcia, missing inside. Seeing some encouraging signs from Arcia, just trying to build from that now, moving forward.
There's that breaking pitch. I actually misspoke. Stammen, not a closer. He's only got 1 save in his career.
Right.
Looking for number 2. Actually, this is not a save situation.
We're all a little flustered right now.
Yeah, right. That's
1-2.
Quite an inning.
Yeah, that's back-to-back strikeouts for Stammen, and Brewers now down to their final out. You're in a playoff chase like this, these sting, but again, you've lived it, Rock.
Yeah.
You got to hit the reset button again, get yourself ready for a tough road trip.
Well, and they will. I mean, they've always been able to do that. They've been resilient, even in games like this, where they seem to have one in hand and kind of slips away. It hasn't happened all that often this year. They have not lost too many late leads.
No,
the
mentioned.
bullpen has been so good. That's why this is such a stunner.
Just a couple of times the Brewers have lost when leading after 8 innings. They finished the job. So you got a Padres team playing with some confidence, and the bigger bats have delivered. Delivered a bit in Chicago and a little more here in Milwaukee. A ball to strike to Kane. Council will take his team to Atlanta for 3. The Cubs in Chicago for 2. And 3 more against the Cardinals in St. Louis. Stammen with a 1-2 pitch. Ground ball over to third. Spangenberg, and the San Diego Padres win it in stunning fashion. A 6-run ninth, the difference as the Padres take 2 out of 3 in the series. 8-4. Your final.
Good job this year, pal.
Yeah,
we'll see you
it.
next year. We'll keep an eye on you with the Badgers, and good times ahead. We'll get them going tomorrow.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be watching. Count on that. 8-4. San Diego wins it. Let's send it down to Nelly's Corner.
See what he said.
Greg Kashawn standing by with Brewers Live.
All right, Matt, thanks very much. And yes, we will be talking about this. We'll break down that 9th inning, hear what Craig Counsell had to say, check in on Soria's potential injury as well, and get you ready for a big road trip going to Atlanta tomorrow. Stay with us. Brewers Live is next.